Alright, can you hear me? Let's get this stream started. Oh, hang on a second. So I've got all the buttons in the wrong place. I've got a really hot kettle of water right here. Right where my Elgato Stream Deck is, and I'm trying to press these buttons at the same time. Let's see. Okay, I see the mic audio, but I don't hear any stream audio. Do you guys hear anything from the stream? I hear it now. It might be a little bit loud. I see some kind of... Oh dear. Yeah, let's wait until the let's wait until the the violent game is finished. Someone let me know. Someone let me know when the violent gaming is finished. Not gonna be not ideal for YouTube. Okay. In the meantime, we can make some coffee. How about that? In any case, how are you all doing? I think this is grand finals for Guilty Gear Strive. Let's see. Make this a bit larger. Were there new characters for Tekken 8? We can catch up on something else. Oh, I see. There was a... This is Tekken 8. This is Tekken 7 finals, was it? Let's watch the end of Tekken 7. No? When did they announce it? Oh, I don't see anything at the end of finals. Maybe there's just not enough time for announcements at the end of top 6. The top 6 and we still don't have enough time. How are you all doing? Have you enjoyed EVO this weekend so far? What's the most exciting thing for you? What's the most exciting thing you've seen so far? I think you all already know what was the most exciting thing for me. But I'll talk about what I think soon. Yo. Okay, I'm really thirsty. So I'm going to start making this coffee, if that's alright. Who's Blind Samurai? Is that the guy who plays Street Fighter 6 blind? I'm really excited about New Under Night in Birth. In fairness, it doesn't... To anyone who doesn't really know much about the game, though, it will look like it's the same game. So, on the one hand, I'm excited about it, but it's not going to be like the release of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. That's going to reach like a really large audience. Under Night, it's going to reach the core audience, and then if it's fun to play, then it will spread out further, I think. Yeah, there's a trailer. Oh, there's a trailer for the new character. Oh, hang on, I saw the new trailer. I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, hang on a second. Let's check out the new... Hold on a second. Let's make this coffee first, because this hot water... Whoa, I'm dropping hot water. I'm dripping hot water everywhere. I'm gonna burn my hands. Okay, I've moved the water now. Let's check out Tekken. Let's see, YouTube. Tekken 8. It was some girl who does like a dance fighting style. Azucena. You guys excited about this? Let's check this out. Where is it? Hello? There it is. Okay. How do I get rid of the blue frame at the bottom of the screen? There it is. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be making a coffee. It's one of these speed coffees that I like to make. Ogawa? I think it's Ogawa. How's the audio on this? Is it too loud? I think that's okay. So apparently, this character has something to do with coffee? in the announcement tweet, they said something like, she loves coffee. Oh, because she's from Peru? Yeah, but if the rumors are true, isn't it the case that all the countries that make coffee don't drink coffee because they kind of can't afford to? They have to sell all the best coffee abroad. So these countries that are actually famous for coffee, they don't get to drink it. I like this music. I'm into this. Should I put my face down at the bottom of the screen instead of the top? Does it really matter? I'll just leave it where it is. She looks cool. I mean, generally speaking, I'm not really into dance character types because I don't really know how to use them, but that's just because I've never really got that far into Tekken. I'm sure there's a clever way to use them, but when they're dancing around, I'm kind of like, I don't really know how to time their movement properly. Or rather, I don't know how to take advantage of all of their movement stuff. Something I did notice while watching this trailer is I really felt like I was watching a Dead or Alive trailer. Like, there are so many wall breaks in this stage. And also, because it's a female, because it's a female character, I just thought, am I watching a Dead or Alive trailer? I think it's going to be a long time before we see another Dead or Alive trailer. What did she say? What did she say? She said, how do you take your coffee? That's cheesy, but great. How do you take your coffee? With sugar and cream. Gross. Don't drink your coffee with sugar and cream. Well, I mean, you can. That's exciting. Hey, do we have a date for Tekken 8 yet? They're still not saying the release date. That's totally fine. That's fine. Ah! Exciting times, isn't it? Well, I think the violence is now over on the official stream, so we can go back now. Oh, they're all singing. Can you guys hear them? Can you hear it? Soon you will know. Yeah, they're pretty excited about the Strive song. So yes, I'll start off. The most exciting thing the thing that I've been most excited about for EVO is literally from 0 minutes and 0 seconds at the start of this weekend, they began with an Under Night In-Birth announcement. And I did have a reaction video on this channel, but I have now moved that video to my sub channel. So if you're interested, I'll actually send you the link now. I've got a sub channel called, actually I'll just shrink this down. It's called Activate FG, and I might change the name. I'm not 100% sure that I'll go with this, but for now, this is what I'm calling it. So here we go. There's the link. So this is my sub channel, which I've had for a while. Oh no, I just got rid of the previous stream. Here we go. Oh, Guilty Gear is about to begin. So, are you guys ready for Guilty Gear Strive to begin? If you head over to the sub channel and get ready for new videos, my plan is to have all of the fighting gameplay and like trailer reactions and news and stuff on Activate FG, which will be my fighting game channel. Whereas this channel, it just really messes up the numbers every time I do a controller video, and then right after that if I do like a reaction video, and then after that I go back to a piece of hardware. It's like a Steam Deck accessory. I just want this channel here to be gear only. Like, it's not just for YouTube and the algorithm, but it's for me as well. Like, it's just not organized. I don't like the way it looks. You look on the home feed and you get sent a ton of content that you don't want to watch all the time. Oh, so that translator guy, he's Arc System staff, is he? Now it's all making sense. Would you play Sega's Virtua Fighter? Yeah! I played Virtua Fighter. There's a video on my channel about Virtua Fighter. Is there a new version? Was anything announced? I'll watch the trailer to that. Nice, nice. Just subscribed. Yo, thanks. Keep up, kid. Appreciate it. I won't disappoint you. I mean, I will, but I'll try not to. I will disappoint you, but I'll try not to. I don't know what kind of promise that is. What's this about smoothies? Do you have anything similar to healthy smoothies in Japan? I mean, smoothies are not the most popular drink in Japan because they've got bubble tea, which is like... I don't know. I don't know why anyone would have a smoothie if they could have bubble tea. They're like, what? Fruits and veggies in a drink? No thanks. I'm gonna have my caffeinated beverage with sugary balls. While on the other hand, I'm drinking my caffeinated beverage. Ah. There was no Virtual Fighter news. So why are you talking about Virtual Fighter? You're getting me excited. Getting me all excited about stuff that's not going to happen. 250 man. They had 2.5 million players. What? What are they talking about? I'm only halfway listening to this. Oh, by the way, I'm not allowed to say anything negative. Don't forget. No negativity. Even if I want to be negative, I'm not allowed to be negative on stream. I've agreed. It's like a legal agreement.
So, we would like to thank every one of you for supporting us to this day.
When are we bringing back while I'm making coffee? Well, this is exactly the point. While I'm making coffee will not probably be coming back to this channel. Unless it's about gear. In fact, actually, maybe it will come back to this channel. Okay, hold on a second. Let's all just focus on the trailer for a minute. What's going on here? Get ready for the next level. Is this a tour? Major battle updates? I'm not going to pretend I play Strive, by the way. I don't play Strive. Oh, sorry. I want to play Strive. I just haven't had time recently. Some characters have new moves. There's a new offensive mechanic. This is going to be a system-wide mechanic. New defensive mechanics. Oh man, you know, when I watch footage of this game, it does make me want to play it again. Who was I playing? Bridget? I'll play Bridget again. You have Strive, but you've never played it? The game's fun. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. No way! No way! Okay, so I won't speak during the trailer. That's not true. I will speak during the trailer. First time I saw Johnny was when I was first getting into fighting games, like, seriously, in 2017. I watched the top 8 at EVO. It was Omito playing Johnny. And obviously, we haven't seen that sort of play since then because Johnny wasn't in the game. I didn't beat you. You beat yourself. Oh man. Oh man, this guy's gonna be popular. What's the name of his move? Mist Finer? What time is it over here? It is 8:30 in the morning. And in fact, I probably will have to leave before finals even finishes because I've got to go to work. Well, that's exciting. Oh, 4 new characters in Season 3. That's nice.
What you're looking at the screen right now is the original illustration drawn by Daisuke Ishiwatari himself to celebrate the start of Season 3.
Oh, he drew this picture. Nice. Look at Kai's lips. Look at Kai's luscious lips. 7:28 here. Oh, you must be not far away from Japan then. So that's exciting. News for Guilty Gear. Johnny. I don't know how to play him very well, but I remember learning Narmaya in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and that's when I discovered that the Narmaya move comes. I think it comes from Guilty Gear. Also, there's a new character that's been announced for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising called Nier. I think her name is Nier, and she's like, I don't know what it is. She's like having some sort of psychological issue the whole time, and she's like constantly freaking out. And it just reminded me so much of the Guilty Gear Strive character that just came out, Bedman, or Bedman, as it has to be pronounced officially. Would you have a Bridget plush? I'm not really that interested in Bridget the person. I'm more interested in Bridget the character because Bridget has a yo-yo. That's kind of the only thing that I'm interested in. Not super. I don't really care. I don't really care who's holding the yo-yo. You could replace Bridget with someone else entirely as long as they've got the yo-yo. I just think fighting with a yo-yo is kind of cool. Does Bridget have a lot of fans, just like the character? Only 4 characters this time. I guess that update counts as a character. I don't know. How many characters do they usually have? Do they usually have 6 characters in a season? Is this the final season of Guilty Gear? I doubt that very much. I think you can expect Strive to continue on for at least 5 or 6 seasons. I would not expect Strive to end until Street Fighter 6 ends, which means it probably will never end. Oh, was it normally 5 characters a season? Okay. What's the logic with you and Eltnam and Fernon? Oh, you just like them for the character. You're not so into the for the gameplay, not for the character. Sure. Yeah, I believe you. You're a Bridget main and a fan. Okay. Are you a fan of? Are you like? Do you have all the plush toys? Are you like, yo, Bridget? And in that case, if you're a Bridget fan, which costume do you prefer? Do you prefer the old school costume, which is, I think the old school costume was more like a nun, right? But the new Bridget costume is more like a hoodie. I'm gonna write it somewhere that I'm not allowed to say anything negative. I just think that's the funniest thing. It's not bad. And even if it were bad, how would you ever know? I can't tell you it's bad. I'm putting it in the description. By the way, I am required to only say positive things about EVO because of an agreement I signed. I just think it's the funniest thing. But it hasn't had any negative press. Requiring people to only commentate positively on the event has not had any negative effect. And in fairness, this is an agreement. This is not like, oh, you're just guerrilla streaming without permission. This is something I asked for. I asked for permission, and they said, okay, well, if you're gonna do it, then here are the rules. So, I'm fine with it. In fact, I think it's great. I think it's a really good idea. You prefer the Bridget design with the hoodie? Nice. I noticed there's a figure of Bridget where the skirt is being pulled up by the yo-yo. I thought that was quite a clever clever design. Should I put the screen bigger, by the way? Do you want to see this stuff full screen? Look at these. Look at this editing. Man, editing has got better and better and better every year. Guilty Gear Strive, second appearance at EVO. Are you hyped for Under Night 2? I'm beyond hyped for Under Night 2. The only thing I'm worried about is that if I cover Under Night 2 too much on my channel, I'll just lose all my subscribers. Because I understand that it's not everyone's favorite game. And also, most people just don't care about it. Like, I think it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, and people will love it more and more and more, but it's not that kind of content. It is not like a mass enjoyed thing the way that Street Fighter and Guilty Gear. Actually, even Guilty Gear was not like a massively exported thing. It's really difficult to like watch TV and stream at the same time. How do people do it? So anyway, my thoughts, I will talk eventually on Under Night 2. And again, anyone who doesn't know, do check out the sub-channel so that you can check out more fighting game content, because things like my opinions on fighting games and recent news and just developments and meta type things, that's all going to go on the sub-channel. I really, really want this main channel that you're watching right now to be about gear and hardware. I want it to be about controllers, opening them up, changing stuff, modding them. Did I tell you I bought a 3D printer? Tell me what should I build with my 3D printer? Yo, Leffen's in top 6. Man, he's been active his entire life. I hope it gets bigger. I need actual players. Oh, it will get bigger to the point that there are... I think you'll have no trouble finding people to play with in Under Night. At least in the first half a year. The first 6 months you'll have no trouble getting matches in Under Night, but I can't guarantee that it will stay active. The thing is, Under Night 2, even though it will have rollback, I don't know how much money they have to push the game to like meet, you know, critical success. But the community loves the game so much. We're talking about Under Night here. Under Night In-Birth is loved so much by the players that they will force it to be, like, to some degree, very successful. But we're not talking about Street Fighter 6 numbers. And in any case, we're not talking about, like, even people who love this channel right now, this NihongoGamer channel, even the people who really love this channel, they're not gonna watch it just because I chose the game. Like, even if I choose the game for everyone to watch and play, they'll be like, yeah, look, I like controllers and stuff, but I don't really want to play Under Night. So I'm not going to force Under Night down people's throats. I'm going to put it on a separate channel. In fact, I'm going to put all my fighting game content and gameplay on a separate channel. I might even stream on a separate channel, but we shall see. We shall see. I might even go back to streaming on Twitch. I just can't really figure out exactly where I want to put my streaming content. Honestly, it makes more sense to me to be all on YouTube. Have you noticed that all of the stream commentary that I've seen so far, the people have been a little bit shifted to the right side of the screen, which is actually really good, because the streamer, my portrait face is here on the left side of the screen. I think maybe they've done it on purpose. Like Max, I know Maximilian has been streaming EVO as well, and his face is right there in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, right? Or is it top left? I don't know. It's in the corner of the screen, I think. So it makes sense to have all the commentary slightly shifted to the right so that it doesn't get in the way of the streamer's face. Who's Do Good Mix Guy? Don't know what that is. Is there a third appearance? They keep forgetting about the online EVO. Oh! Second appearance at real EVO. Yeah, I mean, they don't even count... Have you noticed? They don't even count EVO Japan. As far as they're concerned, EVO Japan's not a real EVO. 3D printed arcade stick buttons. I don't know, man. I've been receiving 3D printed buttons, and they are hit and miss. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, all buttons should be like this. So the concave buttons that come as standard on a Snackbox Micro, those are like a great example of, like, Generation 1 and Generation 2. Snackbox Micro buttons are amazing. I don't know how they've done it. I haven't even tried the convex buttons, but the concave buttons, they're great. They really do match the shallow scoop of something like a keyboard. I've just taken the key off my keyboard, but they really do match the shallow scoop that you get on a keyboard key. So I think they've done a really good job. But other times I get 3D printed buttons and they just snag on the case because they're not sanded properly. So I think it's a balance between what is it called? Injection molding and resin molding. I don't know the difference. I don't know what they're called, but you need to like get a smooth 3D print that doesn't melt when it gets hot. Like, that's also an issue with 3D printing. It's designed to melt. That's how you build stuff with it. Make a rhythm game controller. Carlos, now you're talking. That's a great idea. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I think my mic is too loud. I think I'm yelling. Am I yelling? Hold on a second. Be right back while I just check my phone. Okay. We're good. Back. So tell me about these players. Do you guys know? Do you know who we're looking at here? Daru. Who's Daru? Oh, Daru, the player. Is that who we're looking at now? I don't know. I don't recognize any of the players by face, but I'll see their name come up on screen in a minute. Isn't it crazy how EVO makes you want to play games that you don't even want to play? Whoa! Did you see that transition? They went from real camera to screen and it almost perfectly matched up. Daru's the #1 Eno. Is that who we're looking at now? Well, this is winner's side, right? Do they play winner's side first, right? What's your opinion on top 6? I'm not allowed to share with my opinion. No, I can share my opinion. I can share my opinion if it's positive. Hey, talking of which, you see this guitar that Eno plays? It's a semi-hollow guitar, and I've actually been in the market for a semi-hollow guitar right now. Have we got any guitar players in the chat? Anything you'd recommend? I'm really into jazz right now, and I think I'd like to get a guitar that has better bass and mid-range. And apparently the hollow body guitars are really good for that. You should make your own controller. I'm tempted to make my own controller. I'll tell you what though, I'm a little bit wary of making my own controller because I don't want to like get into sales. Once I get into selling controllers, I wouldn't really be able to review them anymore. It's just like a conflict of interest. So I feel like that would be a shame. I think I prefer reviewing them. I might make some for fun. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why I've got the 3D printer. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make some controllers, but I don't think I want to. I doubt I'll get into selling them. Jazzmaster. Is the Jazzmaster actually good for jazz, though? Like, the thing is, yeah, it's got some cool options in terms of pickups. Again, sorry, anyone who doesn't know about guitars, you can just ignore what I'm about to say. But the Jazzmaster is basically, you know, it's a Fender solid body guitar with tons of options. Like, you can just set all the pickups in phase or out of phase, or you can have them on one by one. There's some cool stuff, but it's still a solid body guitar, and so I'm guessing it's going to sound, you know, bright. It's going to sound bright like a Strat or like a Tele. I've heard some people get some nice jazz-like tones on a Tele and a Strat, but they always miss the bass and the mid-range. Like, unless you had an EQ that boosts the signal, the filters built into the tone pots on a Fender or on a solid body, they're only going to roll off the top end. They're not going to boost the bass and the mid-range. Recreate the kitsune and save $300. Nah. Just pay. Just pay up and buy it. You know you're gonna buy it. Anyone who thinks they're not gonna buy a kitsune is absolutely crazy. Have you seen those things? It's like when the art case micro came out, I thought they can't possibly make a more beautiful controller than this. This thing is customizable, it's translucent, it's portable, it's light, it has everything going for it. And then the kitsune was announced and I was like, oh, that's a good looking controller. I really want to review it. I really want to review it. Clone Hero is great. I need a good Bluetooth controller. Is that a... Oh, cool. I'm going to check it out. Clone Hero. I'm going to write that down. Otherwise I'll forget. Clone Hero. Okay, I'll just call it EVO Notes. EVO Notes, because I'll forget. Does anyone here use Notion on their phone or their PC? This app has transformed my existence. My life is completely different now that I have Notion. I'm not always organized, but I know that what I want to do is now possible. When I used to have ideas, I'd be like, I don't know if it's ever really going to happen. But now that I have Notion, I'm like, I can plan this. I can plan it. And if I can plan it, I can make anything happen. Of course, there are things that you can't do. But then you'll find out. You'll find out whether you can or can't do it because you've got an organized system. It's insane. It's insane. Notion. I'm not paid to say this. I should be paid to say this. Maybe I can find a way to get paid to say this stuff. I use Notion daily for journaling. Journaling. Now I'm not really into journaling. Do you know any books? Have you got any books that you would recommend on getting into journaling? I've heard lots of advice about it and about the benefits. I would need to be convinced that the benefits really are necessary to me. The thing about Todoist is that to get most of the features of Todoist, you have to pay for it. Okay, I'm not that poor. I can afford to pay for Todoist app, but I didn't really like it. It didn't really work for me. I see what you mean. So you use Todoist for quick thoughts and then you transfer them to Notion. The thing is, I think the extra step in the process is unnecessary. I think it could be, I think it works better when it's not separated. Hold on a second. I want to move this camera. The frame is not moving with it. Okay, here we go. I don't want to block the name of the player. How's that? I feel like when you have an idea, I think putting it directly into Notion is better. So personally, since Todoist doesn't work very well with Todoist, I tried to make it work with Siri, but Siri just could not transcribe what I was trying to say and send it to Todoist without mistakes. Siri works, transcription is actually fine when I use it with reminders, the built-in app. But when I try to send it to Todoist, it's just like, can't transcribe, I'm not working today. So I just type manually into a page which I've turned into a shortcut on my home screen. So on my home screen, I have I copied it from that guy Frank on YouTube. I can't remember his surname, but he does great tutorials on Notion. And he has a capture page, which is just a shortcut on his homepage to his normal database. So every time I put something in, I don't need to transfer it to Notion. It's already in the database. All I have to do is categorize it later. Oh man, Notion. I could talk all day about Notion. Man, I forgot how good this game looks. Hey, how are the subtitles, by the way? These are auto captions being made live by Google. Yo, these subtitles are really accurate. Wow. How impressive is this Google auto transcription? AI is off the charts. It's ridiculous. I think I'm gonna move myself even lower so I'm not blocking the life bar. There we go. Sorry, I was too busy talking about Notion to actually read the chat properly. Here we go. Don't use a wireless controller in Bluetooth if you want to get serious. Use wired for best latency. Technically speaking, you're right. But it comes with some provisos. On PlayStation 4, Bluetooth actually pulls faster than the wired connection. So technically, if I'm not mistaken, I think if you run a Bluetooth controller against a wired arcade stick, I think the Bluetooth controller will probably win. Yo! Look at that pop-off. Well, it's not really a pop-off. That was it was a delayed. It's just a dance. It's a win pose. That was a great little win pose. You know what's smart? Is players who prepare for sponsorship. If you wear a company brand name on your t-shirt, people are going to go, yo, that guy was great for sponsoring. But if you just show up with your, like, Super Mario t-shirt, people are going to be like, what? Who are you? Whatever. If you wear a jersey and you look sponsorable, I mean, of course, people aren't just going to sponsor you because you look sponsorable. But I think it's really smart that he wore that PlayStation t-shirt. Because I don't think he's sponsored by PlayStation. But it looked so official that I'd be like, yo, that's perfect. The way he displayed that logo, I would sponsor that guy. If I had any money at all. Yes, advice 1, just start, even if it's one sentence. Start very basic, don't overdo it, and don't overthink. Don't make it a big deal at the beginning. That's great advice. That's great advice. You know what's another good book while we're talking about great advice? Atomic Habits. It's a book that everyone has already talked about. And it's so well known that a lot of people think that they know everything that's in the book. But you should get the book itself. Like, there's stuff that you will pick up that you didn't pick up from all the summary YouTube videos that try to, like, break down these books. Atomic Habits. This is life-changing stuff, guys. Life-changing stuff. Your first hotbox? Yo! This stream is family friendly. We can't talk about hotbox. Oh, hitbox! Sorry. Just got into Guilty Gear. You can play Accent on PSP. I don't know what that is. Is that Accent Core? You're talking about... Oh, I see. Guilty Gear Accent Core. Yeah. You could play it on a PSP. Why not? Why not? Do we need more light? Suddenly it got really dark outside. Guys, check this out. And then... Ah, it's so bright! Wah! I have adjustable lights. It's crazy. Oh, the sun just came out. Okay, never mind. We don't even need the light anymore. I have adjustable lights. It's crazy. I spent $600 on lighting. It's kind of scary, really, but cool if you're deaf. What are we talking about? Being deaf? The C grab was so unnecessary. I wasn't paying attention. I think the Kitsune looks amazing. I think it looks incredible. Yeah, Atomic Habits is great. Thinking Fast and Slow too. Oh, is that a new book recommendation? Thank you. I'll look that up. Thinking Fast and Slow. Man, this is my life. Hearing cool stuff and writing it down immediately. It's nuts. It's like, wait, I don't have to just lose information that's given to me. You don't realize how much free, amazing information you receive on a daily basis. You just have no idea until you finally start writing stuff down. And then it's like, yo, I have been wasting half the information sent to me because I think that I'm going to remember it, but I don't because I got stuff to do. What? Leffen plays on stick? I thought he was a button box guy. What happened? Was that only for the videos? Does he only play on those button controllers for the reviews? Huh, so he was a stick player this whole time. I thought he would have had like a really bling, like super bling arcade stick. It looks really basic. Not in a bad way. I'm so sad that Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising isn't going to be on Xbox. Well, I mean, stay tuned. I don't personally have any information, but the thing is, what was just released on Xbox that wasn't? Final Fantasy 14 was just released on Xbox. So 10 years later, they're like, you know what? We are gonna release on Xbox. So if it's successful, you might see Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising on Xbox, because a lot of stuff is gonna like open up on Xbox. It seems a lot of stuff that wasn't on Xbox is gonna be on Xbox. I think the Activision Microsoft merger is probably having a big effect on it. A lot of companies in Japan, again, so Square Enix, they must have been like, yeah, well, you know, we don't need to be on Xbox, whatever. But now that Activision is merging and they're like, what? Call of Duty is going to be on Xbox? We all need to be on Xbox. So I'd stay tuned. What is life without RGB? I mean, I would love to say that I don't need RGB, but I've got a teeny bit of the RGB right here on my screen. Does anyone use Xbox Game Pass? Personally, I don't. I think I've tried, but for some reason, Microsoft doesn't like that I live in Japan. It just, every time I've tried to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, it just doesn't work. It's like, Japanese people, not Japanese people, people in Japan don't use Game Pass, so neither can you. I'm like, what? Guilty Gear came out this year on Game Pass. Sweet. But it was already on Xbox, right? Strive was already on Xbox. My face is right covering the player's face. I'm sorry about that. We barely got Final Fantasy, Guilty Gear Strive, and BB Tag. Yeah, but I think stuff is going to change. I think things are looking up for Xbox. I don't think you're going to get a ton of Japanese games, but if... I mean, look, Grand Blue was like, let's make it free to play. Can we talk about that? Grand Blue is going free to play. That's huge. Okay, listen, Grand Blue Fantasy, the mobile game, obviously already free to play. And in fairness, the fighting game should have been free to play to start. I think a lot of people all thought that maybe it would be free to play just because Grand Blue itself was free to play. But giving the game away with 4 characters, I don't know if they'll do it on rotation. They probably won't. They'll probably just put Gran, Jita. Who else will they put up there? Narmaya and Siegfried. Man, if they made it free to play and they put Sandalphon in the game, it's over for all the other fighting games. It's over. I mean, it's not really over. Does it share the same servers as consoles? I don't really understand how fighting game servers work. I think the servers are only used for matchmaking, but you play peer to peer, so the connection is directly from one console to another. The reason I ask is because I want to play Marvel vs. Capcom online with people. Not all games are crossplay. You have to check the game specifically. Guilty Gear Strive is crossplay, right? I think they did an update this year, which was crossplay. Is King of Fighters 15, is it crossplay? I can't even remember. I think it wasn't, but I think they're planning on it. Street Fighter 6 is crossplay. Under Night In-Birth, they didn't say. They said rollback, and then they put a star next to it, an asterisk. So I don't even know if rollback is coming to Under Night 2. Under Night In-Birth 2. I don't know if we're getting rollback on Switch, because there was an asterisk next to it. The esports pose! This guy's amazing at video games. I wish I could be half as good as any of the people you see on stream. I'd love to be good at games. I just really find it difficult to get better. Blind Warrior Sven. Oh, that was his name. Yeah. I haven't seen any matches. I've only seen clips that I saw on Twitter. Game Pass is such a good deal. It sucks they won't let you. I mean, I feel like officially you should be able to, but every time I try, like I put in my Japanese credit card details, my Japanese address, and Game Pass is like, sorry, and I have no idea why. Strive wasn't on Xbox for 2 years. What? They waited 2 years to put it on Xbox? Fine. Okay, that's strange. But it's nice that they eventually got there. Versus is €2 on Steam right now. Sweet. Yeah, get practicing for Grand Blue. I'm excited about Grand Blue. I think it will be a different kind of experience because it doesn't really use technical inputs anymore. You can, but obviously there's like no benefit to it. How would you practice quarter circles on pad? Difficult. That's a difficult question. After this set is finished, I'll show you what I would do. I've got a Nintendo Switch Pro controller here. I'll verbally tell you now. For quarter circles, I think it's good to have a good technique from the start. 3-0. Leffen advances. When I first played on pad, I would do this. I would roll my thumb from down to left. You've seen it on some of my review videos. I roll the tip of my thumb like this. But it means that when I do a down forward on the right side, I have to use a different motion. I do this with my thumb. I go from down to right. And it's different. Which means if I'm doing like down, left, down, right, I'm like shifting my thumb position in between the moves. Which is, in my opinion, not good. Because you waste time and you have more chances of error. I think if you're gonna be playing on pad, put your thumb in the middle of the pad. I'm not saying like put the knuckle of your thumb in the middle. And some people say that they use the knuckle of their thumb to tap on the separate buttons, but I think that's inefficient. I think you just, the chance of missing the direction is too high. I say you just put the pad of your thumb on the pad, and then you roll left, roll right, and you just get used to doing it like that. Personally, when you're holding it like this, your thumb's not actually upright like this. It's always coming in at an angle. So it is a little bit different. You are still rolling your thumb like this for the down left movements, and then you are still doing this with your thumb for down right movements. But I think if you can get into a play style where you are never lifting your thumb off the D-pad, you're going to be much faster and more accurate. That's what I would do. I would put my thumb in the middle of the pad, I would roll left, roll right, and get into the habit of being able to do it without taking your thumb off the D-pad. I'm no pad expert. I review a lot of pads, and I do play on pads sometimes, but I'm not a competitor. Like these guys, the guy who just saw win, he's like a pad, he's like a pad machine. He's like a Smash champion. It's not like a Smash champion. He's a Smash champion. Strive is crossplay, but it almost killed the servers. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's top 6, but they show the whole bracket? Wait, it's top 8. What's going on? Why are they showing... Oh, does it just happen off stream? I'm confused. Has the lower bracket, has the losers bracket match already happened? And they just haven't written it on the bracket? It's top 6. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But has the match not actually happened? Does it literally happen now, but off stream? That would be the most disappointing thing I've ever heard. I mean, it wouldn't be disappointing. I would be fine with it. Remember, I'm not allowed to say anything negative. Everything is positive. The event is perfect the way it is. Oh, hang on a second. Let's just skip these ads. Oh no, well, they didn't say we can't show the ads, right? I'll just make it smaller. Arizona. Arizona is the giant bull in them's fighting herds, right? Good. Oh no, Arizona's the small cow. I like Arizona. Arizona's who I play. I mean, not that I really played the game, but I wish I played the game. I enjoy it. I think them's fighting herds is a beautiful, beautiful game. It's fun to play. 27-inch, 240 hertz. Sounds good on paper. In-zone, the monitor that everyone forgot about. What? Did they forget? Who forgot about the monitor? It's the official monitor of this tournament, isn't it? Everyone's using it at the tournament. Do you prefer LG for monitors? I've got 3 monitors, and 2 of them are BenQ, and one of them is the monitor that you saw in a recent video I made. It's a 16 by 10 monitor by a company called CLBN. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But if you check a video that I made last week, or rather a week and a half ago, it has all the information there. So what's the deal? What's the deal with official companies making these controllers? Because if I'm not mistaken, Hitbox says they have a patent on that layout. So are they just changing the layout slightly? Or is everyone paying money to Hitbox? Yo, thanks for these hearts. I don't know what the benefit of them are, but it's great. I appreciate it. Kitsune is just it's a gorgeous looking controller, isn't it? But please, please, Razer, for the love of everything that is holy, please sell spare buttons separately. If you sell the Kitsune and you don't sell spare buttons, it's going to be a really hard review to make. It's going to be a really, really difficult review to make if you don't sell spare buttons for the Kitsune. Like, that review is going to change from everyone should buy this to... Have you seen all of my Razer reviews? Every review I've made for a Razer product has the same title. So much right, one thing less so. And I don't want that to be the title. I don't want that to be the title of the review for the Kitsune. But if you don't make spare buttons available separately, we're gonna have a problem here. Yeah, all of the SF6 character Kitsunes, they look insane. Does G-Sync have less delay than V-Sync off? No idea. No idea, but I have no idea how that I have no idea how G-Sync works. That seems like that's something you need to ask to Fubar. Fubar's like personal hobby is stuff like that. Understanding the exact settings to make the monitor perfect. Fubar's your man. He will know, and he will tell you as well. He's one of those people on Twitter who will actually reply to you and tell you. That trophy is a weapon. It's terrifying. If you look at that, it looks amazing. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying it would be painful if you dropped that thing on your toe. Not just painful, you would have no toe left. You would be toeless. Do you like the puzzle game Dr. Mario? I love that you called it the puzzle game Dr. Mario. I was born playing Dr. Mario. When I was born, We were all handed a Nintendo Game Boy and the cartridge for Dr. Mario. There is no one in my generation who has not played Dr. Mario. But yes, I have played the puzzle game, Dr. Mario. That's like saying, have you played the puzzle game Tetris? Just in case anyone doesn't know what Tetris is. That's sweet. Yeah, I've played Dr. Mario. It's alright. I don't get hooked on Dr. Mario. I would play it on a flight. If I were flying somewhere, I'd be like, you know, we've still got another 2 hours before we land, but it's not enough time to really watch a movie, so I want to play a puzzle game that'll take a while. Dr. Mario kind of takes a while. It was a Game Boy and Metroid 2 for me. Well, the reason... I'm joking about Dr. Mario, by the way. The reason everyone has played Tetris on a Game Boy is that it was bundled with the console. I think you couldn't buy the original Game Boy without Tetris. There was like no way to buy a Game Boy without Tetris. It was like the it was like the U2 album that you get for free when you buy a Mac. Even if you don't like U2, you're stuck with it. U2, the album is now on your computer. Do you guys remember that? U2 released an album, and it's just him and his son. It's him giving his son a hug. But everyone was like terrified. They're like, oh my god, there's 2 shirtless men in my iTunes. I didn't buy this. It was funny. When are you going to put up a new convertible ride video? If I make a video in my car, it would have to be about gear. The thing is, the channel is it needs to be more organized. At the moment it's gear and fighting games and car stuff, but I've separated it. As of yesterday, I have put fighting game content, like gameplay, on a separate channel. I copied the link earlier. Let's see if the link is still copied. Paste. So, yeah, here we go. Anyone who's wondering, I posted this earlier in the chat, but I'll post it again. I'm just gonna post it. My sub channel for fighting games. Fighting games content. I'm just gonna pin this because this channel here, it's too confusing to have having gear reviews on this channel. It confuses me. It confuses people who watch the channel. I think it looks bad. It looks bad that the channel is like sometimes gear reviews and sometimes like me freaking out about Under Night In-Birth. It's just too random. I think people can't handle it. And I can't handle it. I don't like the look of it. I look at my home feed. Not home feed. I look at my own channel page. And I'm like, does this look good? Is this a channel that I would click on the videos? And when it's all gear, I'm like, yeah, this is a channel that probably has some sort of gear that I want to buy and check out. Yo, look at these controllers. We got a Hori Fighting Stick Alpha and a Snackbox Micro art case. This is my job. Figuring out which controllers people are using. I want to make an analysis video of Silent Hill F. I know nothing about Silent Hill, but I recommend that you do it. Why not? What's the best hitbox-like controller you'd recommend? Well, I don't like to say which one is the best, because the truth is there is no best. Other people will be happy to just tell you which one they like the most, and sometimes I will say which one I've been playing the most. But I think it's unfair to say something that is the best, because undoubtedly I will find something about it that I ended up not liking so much later on. All I can say is what's good for your situation. So if you tell me you want to play on a controller that only requires one hand, that's different. Then I can tell you what controller I think would work best for you. But I need some context. Give me some context. What game do you play? What character do you play? I saw today that the Sega dude that left the company made fun of Puyo Puyo Esports. Really? Why? What's to make fun of it? I love Puyo Puyo Esports. I think that's one of my most played games. And it's cheap as chips. You can buy Puyo Puyo Esports for like $3 on sale. You'd be toeless, but you'd still be an EVO champion. I suppose so. How would I add weight to a weightless arcade stick? Lead. You want to find the most poisonous substance you can find. That's also a little bit heavy. And you want to fill your controller with it. Just kidding. Don't do that. To make a controller heavier, you just put stuff in it. I picked up old nuts and bolts. And I put it in my Dreamcast arcade stick. The Agatech? Agetech? I don't know. The Green Goblin. It's too light. It's not a bad stick, but if you're not playing on a table, that thing shifts around a lot. So, I would recommend putting random nuts and bolts in it. Because it's nails and bolts and screws and stuff. They're metal, they're heavy, but they can also fit into all the nooks and crannies of the stick. If you just try to put a large piece of something heavy in an arcade stick, you'll just find immediately that it doesn't fit because of the shape. You're the reason I got gamer fingers. Sweet. I am sorry. It's not my fault, of course, but I think it is a shame that those buttons are never in stock. I think they're especially difficult to find in the West. They're often in stock in a shop in Akihabara in Japan. But the person who makes them, like, they really wanted to, you know, show everyone these really cool buttons, and then for the next 5 years after that, they just never had them in stock. It's a shame because they're still awesome buttons. I don't know of any other buttons that come close, really. Has anyone found any buttons that are as good and easily available that allow you to put normal Cherry MX switches in them? You're just excited about the new Silent Hill. Okay. In the Stroke Fight Stick subreddit, someone talked to a Razer rep at EVO. Rep said the buttons are hot swappable, but won't be sold on the Razer website. Don't tell me stuff like that. Don't tell me things like that. I mean, actually, I'm really grateful that you told me. I don't want to hear that. Please tell me that's not true. Please tell me that's not true, because that is the #1. The thing is, like, I understand it. I understand if a company wants to make money, but not selling the buttons that are actually sold with the. That means if one of them breaks, you just have to swap. Like, if you want, it means if one of them breaks, and you want to have all of the same type of button, you're gonna have to swap them all out. And then also, it's so small. What other buttons could possibly fit in that stick? I'm sure that there won't be any. I think it's quite likely that there won't be any other buttons that fit in that stick because it's too thin. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me that they're not selling the buttons, because that was like the #1. I think that's one of the biggest complaints. Oh, sorry, I just realized. Got a small meeting with a friend. Be right back. I mean, I'm still here. Just have to send them a message. Oops. No, I've got a friend I do catch-up meetings with, and forgot to let them know that I'm unable to do one today. The best stick is the one you make yourself. That's probably not true. If you make a stick yourself, it's likely to have a number of features, quality of life features that commercially built sticks don't have that yours won't have. But in theory, you could make the ultimate stick if you built it yourself. I can't wait to see your 8-bit Neo Geo CD controller review soon. Me too. Wait, what? I have not seen. I've heard of this controller. I have heard of this controller, but I don't have one. I don't have one, but I'll contact 8BitDo and see if they can send me one, because that sounds amazing. But it's not clicky, is it? Excuse me. If it's actually clicky, that would be a game changer. That would be a game changer if it's actually clicky. But I feel like I would know about it. If it were actually clicky, I feel like someone would have told me. He called Puyo Puyo esporters cheese gyudon eaters. He left the company to work at NetEase almost right after. What's a cheese gyudon eater? Is that a thing? I'm not familiar with this insult. Oh, is it because cheese is not supposed to go on gyudon? So anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, gyudon is a beef bowl. It's like beef thinly sliced beef meat on a bowl of rice with like a sweet sort of soy sauce based flavoring. And yeah, it would be kind of strange with cheese. But I don't see the problem with Puyo Puyo esports. Why would turning it into a competitive game be an issue? I really love playing Puyo Puyo esports. I'm not that competitive, but it's a versus game from the start. Puyo Puyo is not a I don't think the point was ever for it to be a one-player game. I have the one that weighs less than 0 pounds. The PlayStation 2 stick has weight to it. I have no idea what stick that is. It sounds kind of bad. A stick that weighs less than 0 pounds is going to be not great. In Europe, finding an all-button stick is almost impossible. Always have to import. Ah, that's a shame. Well, I mean, with Razer coming out with a stick, and like Razer is a very, very international company now. They're big. You can buy Razer products everywhere, so having an all-button stick by Razer is going to be a big deal for leverless players. Being able to buy one more easily is going to be amazing. But I really wish they would just sell the buttons, man. So I worry that it will be difficult to find. I worry that it will be difficult to find replacement buttons for that because it's so thin. I had to buy them from Akecon, and it cost $50 to ship to California. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about Gamer Fingers still? Okay. Yeah. Cheese gyudon from Matsu is really good. You're the kind of person he's talking about. Do you play Puyo Puyo? Maybe you can shed some light on why he thinks that's like a weird thing. Maybe it was a compliment. Maybe he thinks people who eat cheese gyudon are smart. Oh, sorry, hold on. I just need to mute for a sec. Okay, sorry, I'm back now. Sometimes I have to mute when it's extra noisy. It's a political thing in Japan. Really? Man. Countries. Am I right? Why do countries have to come up with the weirdest stuff? Some racial slur, some political slogan. There's always something, isn't it? It's just so tiring. Sometimes I just switch the internet off because the world is just an insufferable place. I just can't put up with it. The NihongoGamer one is supposed to be clicky. You're kidding. You're kidding. I need to call these people right now. I feel like I feel like I need to hire Norbiege as my secretary. Tell me what I need to do next. Because I've written 3 things down that Norbiege has said today. Clicky, Neo, Geo, CD, controller, call, 8-bit dough. Done. So what's this about Cheese Eaters? Cheese Eaters is a meme. It's mostly how they look. A bit nerdy. But is it political as well? I have to try. I'm gonna write this down. Try cheese gyudon. Hey, so have we got any healthy people in the chat today? I've gone mad with the health stuff recently. Yo, thanks for subscribing. I feel like this is something that happens to every male. I can't. There's a good meme. There's a good meme on Twitter. It's just like, if you're a man at a certain age, then you have been through these phases in your life, and the first one is productivity. The second one is like fitness and health, and the third one is like getting organized or something. And it's funny because I've like been through all the phases. And anyway, I'm going through the organizing and the health phase right now. So this is gonna be a little bit of a shock to you, I think. But I've quit sugar. Has anyone else ever tried to quit sugar? This game looks really good. I do think that Grand Blue still looks better. That's an aesthetic choice. I think the lighting in this game, they do a lot of dynamic. Can you see when they go into the corner, they're like shaded. And when they come out of the corner, they're more saturated because of the light that's bouncing on them. And I think Grand Blue does something a little bit like that sometimes, but not to this extent. And in a way, it makes this game a little bit, I don't want to say inconsistent. We're just like, okay, now we're looking at a muddy game just because they're in the corner. And now we're looking at a bright and vibrant game because they're in the middle of the screen. It's cool. It's really, really cool, but I prefer the game to just be vibrant the whole time. So it's a preference thing, but I love the look of GB versus Rising. Yo! Look, that's a pad player right there. It's a dual sense. That's a dual sense player there. Let it be known that if you want to be good at fighting games, you don't need to buy a separate controller. Dual sense. Dual sense player right here. Nothing comes with the console. They just won a top 6 match with it. You don't need a leverless controller. You don't need an arcade stick. Okay, well, hang on a second. It depends on what game you're playing. But if you're not doing anything that has priority linking, anything that involves pianoing, and even then, to some extent, you can do stuff like that on a pad, I suppose. But most of the games coming out, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Street Fighter 6, these are games that you really do not need anything other than a pad to play. And in fact, I think pad might be optimal for some of these games. You quit sugar? Yes, I've quit sugar. I've quit sugar. I don't know how long it will last, but I have not had significant cravings yet. I quit sugar, it was like 3 months ago? I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But I was doing some research into it, and I was going to say midichlorians. I think there's something in your blood called mitochondria, and their job is to like heal the body and like make you better. but they can't do their job if they're busy breaking down sugar. And I think the sugar that you eat, like, okay, sorry, I haven't cut down completely on sugar. So I eat carbohydrates, and I think that is a sugar, really. But it's a different type of sugar, isn't it? Still, I think if you could, I don't think you want to completely cut down on carbohydrates. I mean, there's different diets out there. There's like keto diets and stuff, and I'm not on a keto diet. There is stuff like intermittent fasting, and I was trying that for a little while. But I'm not really doing it right now. What I am doing is I'm just avoiding things that are obviously sugar. Yeah. So carbohydrates and starches and pasta. Oh my god. When I have pasta now, I actually pass out. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if this is because I've quit sugar, but if I have a bowl of pasta, I literally conk out for the next 2.5 hours. I like sometimes actually completely fall asleep, but other times I'm just like, I just gotta glaze over. I'm like, oh, help me. My body's in a coma. It's ridiculous. A good way to avoid dementia, is it? I've heard that learning a foreign language is a good way to avoid dementia. Giuna's great at commentary. I would say that Giuna's, he's one of, if not my favorite commentator, actually. It blows my mind how much he knows about so many different games. Like, you know, there's a lot of commentators who are, you know, well known for being Street Fighter commentators or Guilty Gear commentators or Tekken commentators, but Giuna, I can't think of a single game that he's tried that he hasn't known deep knowledge about the game. I don't understand how he knows so much. He has a lot of it. When you say modern vids, do you mean videos about modern controls in Street Fighter 6? Fats are better food. Yeah, so this is another thing I didn't really understand, is that it's like not bad to eat fat. I think whatever association was trying to push everyone to eat more like domestically produced stuff. Like this happens a lot in America. They have companies get together to form an association that encourages you to have more of something that they sell. And this is huge in agricultural products, things like do you remember Got Milk? I don't think there's any evidence that drinking a ton of milk is necessary at all. But my generation, we grew up believing that if you didn't have like a pint of milk a day, you would, like, your bones would fall apart or something. And we all thought that you had to have 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 servings of grain a day. It was ridiculous. Like, you would die if you actually ate from the food pyramid that they invented. Anyway, the main thing for me is that I did a little bit of research, and it was like I was reading about the mitochondria. I really want to say midichlorians, and discovering that, like, just excess sugar is just inhibiting your body's ability to do all the stuff that it wants to do to make you better. I still need to do more research on it, but for now, while I do my research and while I read up on it, I've been trying not having sugar. I used to have these little, like, chocolates. I'd have maybe 1 or 2 of them a day. I don't even have them at all. I have zero mini chocolates a day. When I need to have a snack, I generally try to have no snacks. I try to eat nothing at all until lunch and dinner. I don't skip lunch anymore. I tried skipping lunch and only having 1 meal a day, but it didn't really match up with my family. So I have lunch and I have dinner, but I kind of skip breakfast. Anyway, the truth is, I don't know if this is all good. So this is not advice. I'm still waiting for my health check results to come back. But hopefully my health is better than it was last year. Because last year my doctor was like, you might want to eat a salad. Remember that scene from Endgame? Eat a salad. Is that the accent she uses? I can't remember. Thor's mother. Sorry, I wasn't reading the chat properly. I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Sugar is on par with a drug that also looks white. No way, is it really that dangerous? In America, there's pretty much sugar in everything. Yeah, this is the main thing that I've been discovering, is that if you make an average salary, apparently it's difficult to spend less than 60 to 70% of your income on food if you want to be healthy. If you want to be unhealthy and just submit to diabetes and cancers and all sorts of things that you don't want, diseases that you don't want, conditions you don't want, you have to spend like 60 to 7% of your income on food. The only way to not do that is to buy unhealthy things with gums and ultra processed things in it. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing, but we're so obsessed with saving money and getting our, the best bang for our buck that we've given in to the companies that only give us unhealthy things. And now that's the only product we can buy. We don't have access. Okay, it's different for me, but for a lot of countries, people don't have access to healthy food at a reasonable price anymore because we allowed the corporations to sell us stuff that's killing us. Sorry, this is sounding political. I don't mean this to be political at all. I'm just saying that if you have the option, it's worth reading up on ultra-processed foods and sugars. Yeah, it's super addictive. Sugar is crazy addictive. I'm blown away by how easy it was for me to get to break down, to cut back on sugar. Like, I actually went pretty much cold turkey on sugar. And what I discovered, I was talking to the creator of Furin Arcade. We did a couple tweets back and forth on this on Twitter. He was saying it's really difficult to quit sugar. It's the hardest game to quit sugar. And what I discovered is that actually the less sugar you consume, the less you need sugar. So actually, I found that when I quit sugar, the craving for sugar also decreased. But I do think that it depends on the person. I am... How do I describe myself? I have habits that are difficult to break, but I'm a very cognitive person. So if you give me a reason that I can have mentally, like a mental image in my mind, like it makes no sense to consume this product, I will be able to quit it. And it's because I feel like chemically, I'm not as hardwired as I am mentally. I didn't know Nihongo was a Star Wars fan. Have I got Star Wars paraphernalia in the background or something? There's sugar in the sugar. What? I bought a fight stick because I would grip my pads so tightly my hands would cramp. Okay, well that's something you need to... That's something you need to work on. But even with a fight stick, you will eventually end up with issues if you still have habits like gripping too tightly. For sure. It's Star Wars. Sorry, what are we talking about? Did I say something that was... What did I say that was Star Wars related? Quick, someone let me know, because I'm really curious. What did I say? Obama is great as well. I love both of them. I love Obama and Giuna. But I miss the days when Giuna, Obama, and Z would do commentary for Street Fighter V. Like, it was just the funniest time. Language improves memory. Oh, is that why? It helps with avoiding dementia. Sweet. What language would you guys learn? If you could learn a second language, or another foreign language, what would you learn? Would it be Japanese? Have you ever been to the United States? Hey, Stets, I lived in Indiana for 7 years. 7 years of my life, I grew up in Indiana. Proving to you that there is more than corn in Indiana. I need you there next year. Are we talking about EVO? Yeah, that'll be me. Top 6 playing on a DualSense pad next year. You just wait. Fats are a better fuel. It's interesting. I think there are all these lies that were constructed about if you just avoid fats, then you won't be fat. That's not how the body works at all. What blows my mind is people who drink Diet Coke. Diet Coke has nothing to do with being on a diet. But people genuinely believe it. They're like, there are fewer calories in this drink, so I'm going to drink this instead. It's like, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how the body decides whether to gain weight. Where did I grow up? I grew up in the UK. And then at one point in my life, I moved to America. And I was there for 7 years. And then I moved back to the UK. And then I studied in Northern Ireland for a while. I was doing Sonic Arts. It was probably the greatest year of my entire life. Like, I've had some really good years since then, but oh my god. It's insane how... Oh dear. My camera's just died. Can you still hear me? Sorry about that. Be right back while I fix my camera. I think my camera overheated? Sorry about this. I don't know if I have a separate camera. Well, I have my phone, but I'd rather not use my phone because I need it. Yeah, I think my camera's overheated. Hold on a second. I should really have a backup, shouldn't I? So this is what's happening. Stand by. Stand by while I fix my stream. Do I have any text that I can put on screen? Camera broken. Trying to fix now. Please wait. Oops. Why is that text so small? It's that hot, guys. It's that hot. I don't want to use my phone because if I can't access my phone, then in an emergency we'll be in trouble. So let's put my phone. Ah, here we go. My air conditioning was on, but it's not on a very low setting. It's also on the quiet setting, which is good for streaming, but okay. Might get a little bit loud. How, is there a fan that I can point at my camera? I'll turn it on again. Okay, we're back. It might overheat. It might overheat again. Guys, it's really hot. I don't just make this stuff up for views. It's actually really freaking hot. The camera overheated. I don't think I've had no tests that said I'm like diabetic or pre-diabetic or anything, but I did eat a lot of sugar as a kid. And I remember people used to say to me, they're like, if you eat that many sweets, you're going to make yourself diabetic. I don't actually know if that's how it works. I realize that to some degree being diabetic is hereditary, but I would like to avoid it if possible. But also, it's not really just about diabetes. It's just all of the other things. Again, I have to read up on it, and I can't list what they are. But just that concept. After I heard about the concept, like the body is trying to make itself better. Like the mitochondria are trying to do their job, but they can't if they're too busy breaking down sugars for you. I don't know. Good fats. Avocado equals brain food. Sick. Yeah, I love avocado. I mean, it's one of those foods that it just so happens is really, really tasty. Me too, I'm trying a low-carb diet. I skip breakfast too, and I have lunch and dinner only. Again, none of this is advice, guys. I'm not a doctor, and I don't plan to be one. But I just wanted to share with you so that I can, you know, hear about your experiences. Also, if you're not already on the NihongoGamer Discord, yo, left in advance. This guy, this guy, what? He's so good at everything. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so there's a room on the NihongoGamer Discord called Health and Fitness, and we sometimes talk about our like fitness regimes or diet habits. So do pop into the Discord. I think there's a link in the description. Yes, there's a link in the description of this video for the NihongoGamer Discord community. And if you go in there and you put in any advice that you have or tips and tricks you have about health foods or fitness regimes, please let me know. Sorry, I'm just refocusing my camera because I'm like wildly out of focus. I love breakfast, especially McDonald's. Oh man, I used to love McDonald's breakfast. I'm not completely against having it. I think maybe I will have McDonald's breakfast now and then. No, I'm not like zero. It's impossible. I will never enter McDonald's ever again. I do think that excessive amounts and a daily diet of ultra processed foods is a recipe for a disaster. Quitting coffee, lessening sugar and carbs, increasing protein made my mental illnesses almost go away, and I feel happy. Well, I'm very happy for you. I'm really happy for you. That's amazing. I think we completely underestimate the power of our chemical makeup, of our biology. I think it's easy to think everything is your own fault. Like, oh, I'm having trouble with this thing. I just need to think about it differently. I think we just had it drilled into our heads that every problem in our life is our own fault and our own creation. But there's so much that society just cooks up for you. Like the inability to have good access to healthy food. And without healthy food, it's difficult to have a healthy body. And without a healthy body, it makes sense that the mind would also become unhealthy, right? I think it's nuts. I think there's so much in it. Is Leffen top 10 in GTS Strive? It looks like he's in top 1. Was that winner's side as well? What's this about Luffy? Luffy is now a gimmick character, and like Vegeta says, you can never beat a gimmick character. Oh, I haven't really been following One Piece, so no spoilers, please. No spoilers. No spoilers. I will one day catch up with One Piece. One day. I'm on episode 80. I haven't met Chopper yet. I haven't got to the episode where they meet Chopper. I still don't even know who he is. It's crazy. Hypertension and high blood pressure is also a thing. Yeah, there's so many things that can be sorted out just by small changes to your diet. It's surprising how little you need sugar. Maybe it's different for other people, but since cutting sugar, I just haven't had really any craving for it. I'll tell you what's been helpful is to break yourself off in stages. So I know that I should probably avoid snacking in general, but what I've been doing is I've been having almonds So I've been snacking on almond nuts. I don't know if you can like have an almond overdose, so I try not to eat too many. But when I need to have a snack, instead of reaching for a mini chocolate or what's some other snacks that I used to have? Even senbei, which is puffed rice crackers. There's a lot of salt. There's a lot of salt in that, and they're also it's a rice product, so it's got the starches in it. And what was the book I read? I want to tell you the name of the book I read. It's called Glucose Revolution. Now, some of the science in that makes no sense. She talks about a lot of stuff that it's like, that doesn't sound like real science. But I feel healthier and I've been less drowsy and tired since following the advice in that book. One of my biggest issues, and you've seen it in my tweets, I used to tweet about it all the time, that I get tired at 3 p.m. and it's just impossible to like break out of feeling sleepy at 3 p.m. every day. And I avoided caffeine for a little while, and I kind of thought maybe that was it. I thought maybe caffeine has been affecting me and making me sleepy at 3 p.m. But I've actually started drinking caffeine again, and I'm still not sleepy at 3. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's such a life hack. Eating food that isn't killing you directly. I mean, I guess all food probably to some extent. All food is... Did you know that all food is technically kind of radioactive? If you put a Geiger counter up to a banana, it's got a radioactive... It's got like a half-life and all... I don't know what the word is, but it's just... it is radiating... Radiating. Radiation is coming off bananas. Get rid of sodas. Fortunately, I just didn't drink a lot of soda. It always left like a gross little film on my teeth when I drank Coke, so I never drank a lot of soda. But I have heard that soda is one of the bigger issues in America. Instead of Coke Zero, I go for Gatorade or Powerade Zero. I don't even know. I don't know how good the energy drinks are for you. I feel like some of the energy drinks are good because they just refill your... someone help me with this. Electrolytes. I've heard that staying hydrated has a lot more to do with electrolytes than it has to do with just purely drink more water, which actually I'm about to do right now. Hydrate, everyone. Let's change the screen just so you can all hear that we should hydrate. I love hanging out with you guys and chatting, by the way. What's a syrup sandwich? Is that a McDonald's thing? I don't know what Stickleffen was using. One Piece is at 1,100 episodes? Oh my goodness. I'm on episode 80. I'll never make it. I don't watch the anime though. Like, it takes too long. It would take too long to watch the anime, so I used to read the manga. I think it works better as a manga as well. I think the action scenes are kind of boring when they're animated. Like seeing Luffy punch with like 1,000,000 arms at the same time. It looks like, what do they call it? Byakuretsu? No. Hyakuretsu punch, whatever it's... I don't know what it's called. Gomu punch. All of that stuff just looks undynamic and boring when it's animated. But when you read One Piece as a manga, it's like, it's crazy. So hyped for Johnny. Did you get into Ascent Core? That's what it should be called. It should be called Ascent Core. Ascend with us. I only played Accent Core plus R. Is it called? Is that what it's called? I think it's called Accent Core double X plus R. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I thought the game was a lot of fun. We drink microplastic daily. Really? Is that what's in our water? That's terrifying. Excuse me. My water goes through a filter. Does that change it? Do I drink less microplastic? It's not good, but I suppose microplastic. If it's really plastic, then I guess the body doesn't absorb it. Does it just pass through your system, or does it actually kill? Soda's cheap. Is soda cheaper than water? That's like a serious issue. It's a serious issue. Hypoglycemia is the dropping of blood glucose to dangerous levels, but sugars in whole fruits and nuts helps. I feel like even the sugar in fruit can be problematic. I can't remember exactly what the science was. I think it is important to have fruits, but I can't remember what it was. Like the fibers in fruits get destroyed if you turn them into a smoothie. So actually, if you have a smoothie, you actually break down the fibers and you get a lot less of the health benefit, and you just end up with a lot of sugar, like the fruit sugars. I'm about to blood rage hit him with the rage gauge. Is that what happened on screen? You can make your own electrolytes with just water and salt and some vinegar and other stuff. No, can you just take over the channel? Can you just stream for me? Because this advice, I'm writing down everything you're saying. Make your own electrolytes. Make your own electrolytes. Salt. Vinegar. This sounds like a tasty British crisp. It's crazy because the foods that I used to have, I have them. Sometimes I have them now, and my body is like, can't handle it. What did I have? Is it just pasta? I feel like there was one other food I had recently, and my body was like, no, I can't handle it. What was it? I can't remember. I think my partner handed me like a cookie. Like just midday. I'd eaten no salad before it. And I was like, okay. She's like, do you want a cookie? Do you want this cake? I was like, yeah, I'll have a cake. I don't have cake often. And after that I passed out. I was like, oh god. My body wasn't ready for cake. But it's cool. I mean, you save so much money by not buying sugary things. The One Piece anime also adds a lot of filler. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, filler episodes. All right, for the final match here, I will try and pay attention to the match. I will try to stop talking about health foods. It's just I've been really excited to talk to you guys about health stuff. Water can reduce hunger feeling. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that for sure. Feeling of hunger is often dehydration. It's nuts, isn't it? The body... So, if you read... Oh, which book was it? I can't remember. I think it might be Atomic Habits. But sugar is a habit built into our minds from, like, caveman days. Like, if we didn't have the urge to have sugar, to consume sugar, we wouldn't go out and, like, hunt and get the things that we needed as hunter-gatherers. But the truth is, there's no real benefit. There's really very little benefit to consuming huge amounts of sugar in your body. So, like, the sugar is meant to motivate you to go and get other stuff. But the sugar is not meant to be the goal. Or rather, the sugar is not meant to be the end goal. The average American eats something like a credit card's worth of plastic every month. Really? You want to buy that mineral water is what you want. Here's the thing, guys. Because I'm a family man, I know that I don't look like a family. Oh, I want these shoes. How do I get these shoes? Look at that. That's erotic. I have recently bought a pair of Pumas, and I can just slide my feet into them. Like, they're designed to be, like, really easy to slide your foot. I can't remember the name of the model, but They're amazing shoes. And those shoes, those Kizik shoes, that's like the best ad I've ever seen on an EVO ad. Like, usually I'm like, I don't need that monitor, or I don't need that controller. I've already got plenty of controllers and monitors. Those shoes, I was like, it's a good blue. The blue and the black looks good. They look well designed. They look super. I've got to have these shoes. Give me these shoes. So what were we talking? So off track today. Where is my mind? Have I seen the Razer Kitsune? Yes, and it looks insane. We've been hyping ourselves up about it in the chat this whole stream. Make my own electrolytes. So I'm just looking at my list of things. I'm gonna name the list. EVO notes, things that Norbiege told me to do. What was I talking about? But right before this, was there a comment that I was reading? Oh yeah, the credit card's worth of plastic. I have been, since becoming a family man, I have been hugely focused on saving money. Not because I'm poor, but because when you re-look at your life and your goals, you start to realize that no matter how much you don't like it, the things that you want cannot be had without money. And so I started looking at ways to make money, to save money, to work towards my goals. And that's what led me down a huge path of improving other aspects of my life, which would inadvertently or coincidentally lead to saving money, which are things like avoiding sugar. And I don't recommend it because I'm not a doctor, but I have been skipping breakfast. And if I had a choice in the matter, I would probably skip lunch as well. But I don't think it's necessary, and I have no evidence that it's the right thing to do. But a lot of these health things that I'm talking about, like if I can avoid buying unnecessary food, and if I can also avoid unnecessary doctor's bills, trying to fix myself after I screw myself up with terrible food decisions, then it's like, it all works out. You end up saving money as well. Sorry, all of that comes from the fact that I just spread that comment about Americans eating a credit card's worth of plastic every month. I drink tap water. I don't know if there is a plastic issue with tap water in Japan, but I do drink tap water. But it goes through one of those filters. It's like a Brita type filter with, it's like a just giant piston. It's a giant cylinder with like volcanic rock in it or something, and the water goes through it. So I'm hoping that it gets rid of some of the plastic. Scientists estimate we eat 5 grams of microplastic a week. That's nuts. Alright guys, let's focus on this tournament. Can someone please answer a new arcade stick owner a few questions about actuators? I just ordered a koal. Hey Rodney, there's a number of people who know about the actuator stuff in the gear chat or the arcade. There's a room on the, on the NihongoGamer Discord. And I think there's a number of people who would be happy to talk to you about those things. By the way, I was like a couple seconds off, but we're live now. I was gonna turn the volume up.
It's not on here, but years active, 20 years active. Yeah, right? 20 years active, and on the other hand, like talk about guilty or veteran. You got, on the other hand,
20 years active. The thing, you know what Giona's really thinking? He's thinking, wow, can you believe how old this guy is? He's been active for 20 years. And then he thought to himself, oh no, I've been active for longer than that. Giona's probably like, wait, I've been playing fighting games longer than 20 years. Oh no. Best stream ever, breaking the mold that society fits gamers into. Which stream? Are we talking about my stream? I hope you're talking about my stream. Sodium, potassium, and calcium are necessary for muscles to function. Here, this is another thing I didn't know about. Again, we're not going to talk about it all stream, but I need to consume more protein. Considering what the body wants to do with muscle regeneration, like I don't get enough protein. All right, so this is grand finals, right? Oh, this is losers final.
In 7 seconds, welcome to Guilty Gear Strive.
With a burst from the Great White North, oh Canada, salute you with that one, but Nubenheimer, tied it out one, good old.
My new shoes are Crocs. Get out of here. Really?
Delays it for that half a second, so you try to jump, you try to press a button, and nope.
He always catches you. He just gives you just enough rope to react. Right?
Phoenix, I appreciate all the health posts. Definitely put them in the Discord. I'd love to learn more. 8-bit dough stick looks super clean, but also very small. I've got a video. Where I reviewed the 8-bit dough arcade stick, and there are many reasons why you might want to go for that. But there are also many good reasons why you should consider something larger or heavier. But you should watch the video to find out, because you might find that it works out. The balance works out just fine. Doctors' bills in America are so scary because of the health system. The thing is, I know that I said I would focus on the match, but do you guys know what vertical integration is? Is there anyone? Just hands up. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what vertical integration is. Put a 2 if you don't know. Type 2 if you're like, no idea. 2, you don't know what vertical integration is? That's fine. 1, okay, some people who know. Some people don't know. It's evil. It's evil. A lot of people who don't know what vertical integration is, okay? Let's talk about vertical integration. Okay? We could make a fighting game analogy to make it easier to understand. But have you guys heard of a company called Lockheed Martin? This is how it was explained to me. I'm not going to say that the company's evil. I don't think they're evil. But this is how the concept was explained to me. There was a company called Lockheed Martin, and they made planes. I think they made plane engines. They also made planes. I think they made plane engines, and they made weapons. They made weapons that, you know, soldiers use in war. And so they would sell these weapons and make a ton of money. I think they make... I'm pretty sure Lockheed Martin makes spaceships as well. They make everything, right? And then soldiers would use these guns, which obviously countries get contracts and they pay billions of dollars to buy weapons. And then the soldiers use these weapons in war, and they get hurt, right? But guess who owns the hospitals? Guess who owns the hospitals that heal the soldiers? Lockheed Martin. And I think it goes a little bit deeper. But vertical integration is when you own every part of the process, so that making sure that the process continues is in your company interest. You profit if people buy weapons, and you also profit if people get hurt and almost die in war. So the concept of like vertical integration is like profiting from war. Like, it's bad if war ends for this company. If war stopped, they would stop selling billions of dollars in weapons, and they would stop making billions of dollars in fixing people in the hospitals. The reason we're talking about it is because of, what were we talking about earlier? Doctors' bills. Yeah, doctors' bills. It benefits companies in America for you to be unhealthy. It sucks. It actually sucks, because it's actually quite similar around the world, but especially in America, where you don't have the National Health Service of the UK, which I think is kind of on its last legs anyway. But with everyone not having enough money to do what they want, everyone's just like, okay, maybe we'll just hire AI to do our movies for us. We don't want to pay actors. We don't want to pay for people's health checks. We don't want to pay people's salaries. We don't want to pay for anything. Nobody wants the world to be a better place. They just want money. Because someone cooked up this random idea that we have to have stuff. We have to have a big house. Have to have a big car. And some of that stuff is cool. And some of that stuff can be made responsibly. And in a reasonable way. And a lot of those technologies that are built into those things, like shelter and cars, that technology has gone on to help countries that needed engines to build things like cranes to build bridges. Like, there's a lot of positive stuff in there as well. But the bottom line is that, especially in America, it benefits most people for you to be sick and almost dead. I don't know if there are many countries that have vertically integrated it, but they all benefit from you being almost dead. They want you to eat bad food because it's addictive. Ultra-processed food is addictive. You will want more of it, and so they sell more of it. Then you will get sicker, and you will end up in hospital. And so you will pay huge doctor's bills, which are also inflated purely because of the insurance system, which just gets loads of money because it's like agreed. Well, you're gonna have to pay us. You're just gonna have to pay through insurance anyway. So let's make it a ridiculous price that no one can afford anyway. Serves you right for not having insurance. It's assumed that the money will go directly from the insurance company to the hospital. So it's like they cook up these ridiculous prices that no one could really afford if they didn't have insurance anyway. So the hospitals benefit, the food providers of ultra-processed foods benefit, the insurance companies benefit, and then when you want to sue, when you want to sue these companies for ruining your life, first of all, you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose because they've got better lawyers than you. But then you're going to pay legal fees as well. So you lose. You lose. You lose. That's it. That's all there is to say. I'm so sorry that this has become political. It's not political. It's just that I'm not trying to say like it's bad and they're evil. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can have it all back. You can take it all back. Remember the first line from American Beauty? Kevin Spacey. Right? It's never too late to get it all back. Or to take it all back, or whatever he says. And it's not. It's not too late. You can have your life back. You can have your health back. You can have your money back. You can have all of it back. If you refuse to go along with the crap that has been... It sucks to say this, but they pump this crap into your head in school. School is they're part of the system. 10 to 12 servings of grain a day. I can't believe they told me that crap at school. Yeah. So anyway, rant over. Just wanted to say that it doesn't have to be bad. Everybody benefits from you suffering. Everyone benefits from you suffering. By the way, even to some extent, if you've watched a NihongoGamer video and it made you want to buy a controller, in a way, I've benefited from your addiction to wanting to buy stuff. I'm not completely free of this. If I wanted to be 100% like out of this system, I would have to just quit YouTube and not make videos. I justify it by saying that if I tell you what's also bad about the controller, I can help you make a more informed decision by yourself. But 100%, there will be videos that you'll watch which will make you want to join the consumerist nonsense that is destroying everything. But remember that when a company benefits from your consumerist spending, they do also create stuff like engines, cranes, and, you know, tools designed for building bridges, which do help in countries that need that technology. So 100% not saying that it's all evil. I'm just saying that you have a choice. You can step away from all of this. And you can make your life better. And no one can stop in your way. No one can stand in your way. Oh yeah, it's time for grand finals. Let's focus on this. Leffen and... How do you pronounce this name? Nibbenhammer? Nibbenhammer? I'm not familiar with names that have so few vowels. These two can't stay away from each other. They serve that processed food as school lunch too. Yeah, exactly. School is part of... it's part of it. I remember they used to serve us nachos and cheese for lunch in America. Your video actually helps me pick my stick controller. You inspired me to make my own button box. Sick! So there can be some benefits, right? The more you learn about the commercial sticks, the more you can realize and learn for yourself where you don't have to buy it. That you could have just as good a controller if you built it yourself. Watching your videos made me want to make my own. Now I have 2+ and a 4-player panel. Hey Phoenix, I think you showed us that, right? I feel like you showed us that in the Discord, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, what have you done? You saved people's money going down the rabbit hole buying accessories. I hope so. This stream's sponsored by... yeah, some sort of NGO. Some non-governmental organization. Some sort of non-profit. It's not sponsored, unfortunately. Unfortunately? Maybe fortunately. I watch a lot of tech channels and it makes me want to buy more tech. Absolutely, and this channel is not free from that. Absolutely, there will be a lot of people who see a controller, and even if I tell them don't buy it, it blows my mind how many people say, thanks for your review, I'm going to buy one now. Even though I'm like, I'm pretty sure that 80% of the video I was talking about what I didn't like about the controller, and people still like, I'm gonna go and buy it now. I'm like, be my guest. Buy what you like. Oh, Nebenhammer. Thank you. Oh, Nubenheimer. You didn't know that Leffen plays Guilty Gear. Leffen has been consistently top 8 in this game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he was top 8 last year.
Both of these players, they land those intros rock. We getting real seasoned before we get into this grand finals.
Focus, what are you thinking about right now? You came to 2,500 people. This is
I'm going to turn the volume up so that we can hear this.
That trophy is mine. Both rocking the black. Who funeral is it going to be today?
Let me know if the audio is too loud.
This is it. What are they thinking? We have Happy Cat versus Nagori Yuki. Duel 1.
Winners final? Grand finals. Okay, so this is...
Let's go. Now, we have not seen this matchup yet, right? We haven't seen
Who's on the winner's side? Have they already finished? Is this already lower bracket? No. This has to be... What does grand finals mean? Does that mean it's the winners bracket grand finals? I wasn't paying attention. It is grand final. Leffen's in winners. Okay, so it's just Leffen is in winners and he's playing against the winner of the losers bracket. Okay, I understand. Thank you. Which means that if Leffen loses, they'll go to the losers bracket for the reset. Okay.
Very comfortable so far in his first game right now for Leffen. Perfect first round, working on a double perfect right now. BRC, this is like
so tell me about Happy Chaos. Perfect. Ouch.
Double perfect in the first game of Grand.
I've actually never seen the Happy Chaos end pose. I didn't know he jumps in a car and drives off. That's kind of sick.
Exactly, 2 games to go, and Leffen, I mean, that's going to
be 2 EVO titles for 2 different games. That is rarefied air, bro.
But Nubenheimer, show me something, right? Show me something.
Wait,
Right now, Nubenheimer is still trapped in the score.
has Leffen already won another EVO title this year? What happened? What was he talking about?
Nice job.
The second hit, yeah, the SSS string, able to go through the clone and hit Leffen after that. Super, very nice. Nubenheimer looking good.
You see Nubenheimer still playing compose. He didn't automatically commit to the second hit of Shizu.
Look at the numbers.
Still very much aware.
I don't think that number is big enough. Make it bigger.
There it is.
Wow.
Happy has a gun and super good against big bodies. Alright, well. Nubenheimer probably not excited about this matchup. Okay.
No curses for you, fam.
Beyblade.
That was a great read from Nubenheimer. He knew the tendency that Leffen likes to utilize after the stage change.
My goodness,
He
the
waited
fade away.
and looked at him. That was the Mamba first fade.
Yeah, the Nubenheimer already hit the burst button even before Leffen drifted away, so nothing you can do in that situation.
I'm blown away by this AI translation. Or, I don't know if it's AI, but this Google translation in real time.
Now, yeah, that's the thing. Is when Happy gets out, it's like a free side swap. He's going to roll, jump across.
And that was nasty from Leffen. He did a really late shot on the air backdash to kind of jail into the butt-in afterwards. I see you, Leffen.
Experience.
More than any other game. Like, Guilty Gear makes you think that a character has no health at the end, but
Okay, a little mistake from Leffen.
it's just that the, like, I can't remember what it's called Guts, right? So even at the end, even if you've got very little health left, like your defense goes up or something, I can't remember. So you just have to like cash out and do a super, otherwise you might actually leave them with a pixel of health. So how do the targets work?
Everyone is guessing wrong when Leffen.
You're not controlling them manually, are they?
His reads are so on point, he's taking advantage.
And finally, Nubenheimer put the stop to the Amari right. Got the counter hit.
Oh, he didn't get the combo though, but no, just follows up with the gunshot.
Is that 2-0?
Scramble situation, but again, that's that
Oh no, oh no, he's got his hands in his face.
already planning his next
He's not face palming,
recovery now, 2-0 here.
his head is in his hands.
You look at his
What am I gonna do?
melee, that is what those games are built upon. The
We want to see a
scramble,
reset, right? You guys want to see a reset, don't you?
Whether it be melee, whether it be Dragon Ball, whether it be Marvel, this is
Oh, for
what
Melee,
does.
he won in EVO 2018. Okay.
2-0. One more game and Leffen will be your Guilty Gear Strive EVO 23 champion. Nubenheimer showing signs of life in that last game, though. He's not out yet.
But look at this right now. Leffen, he's just so confident in every decision he's making. First
Mm.
on defense, now the far S. It's wild out here.
Alright, got him in the corner.
Here's the 6S.
Okay, the YRCs. Right? Every YRC Leffen does, evading every time he waits.
Not anymore. He's out.
His defense is so good.
That's the extent of my fighting with knowledge, by the way.
Right there, but Leffen's so confident.
I know that you want to get them into the corner, but then after that,
Built the 50, the fist pump is there. He knows one
cash out.
Couldn't be.
He can taste victory. That's the face of a player who knows
He feels very much in control.
it's over.
Player is so comfortable like that.
I've got this in the bag.
fighting game's very mental game, right? The
100%.
crowd, he's got positive bones in real life. But that
Anti-air.
hurt him.
Yeah, Nubenheimer,
Big
great
damage.
close right there. My goodness.
It's nice.
The life bar.
70% damage combo.
On top of him, though, right? If you give Leffen any space of happy chaos, and likely it'll be irrelevant.
What? What? That was like an 80% damage.
Oh, yeah, I still respect it a little bit. Just go to the close up.
Oh, he's dead. Okay, so it's not over yet.
He was there for the kill, right?
He saw, yeah. So he caught
What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be the snack box micro or the stick player?
So Nubenheimer start reacting to that. Triple backdash straight to the face,
Uh-oh.
get the gun out, and yeah.
Nubenheimer gets confliction right after the first bullet.
This character, Happy Chaos, is kind of exciting, huh?
We saw he just had the reticle
I've just really not been following Guilty Gear. Oh! Okay, it's not dead.
That was so good, man.
So, yes, the guts are going to keep.
Oh!
This is it.
That's close. What's it gonna be?
Right now. Curse.
Beyblade.
We are seeing Beyblade in, but the wake up 5P check from Leffen. He is undefeated. Your EVO
That-
2023
that's so sportsmanlike.
He did it.
He could have just popped off and run away.
Two different evil
He did the
titles
fist.
in two
He did the
different
fist bump.
fights. Like we talk about rarefied air. You're joining the Tokidos,
Yeah.
the Justin Wongs of the world, the goats of fighting games.
Multiple EVO
Claim on that title.
People try
wins.
so hard hard to
And this is crazy. Like, I know that he's always been good at fighting games, but people. I didn't know him very well, right, at the start. So I just thought of him as a person who plays Smash, and I think there are very few people who play Smash and traditional fighting games to the same level. But this guy, he's like a Smash champion and now also like a mainline fighting game champion. Wow. This man can't be stopped. And he's a content creator as well. Don't forget.
I love it too, right? He had Happy Chaos last
You know, he's popular enough that he's got a bot on Twitter. Actually, does the bot still exist? I don't know. Maybe they got rid of it.
It was pretty one-sided. He was today was Leffen's day.
This is insane. But I don't know about you guys. That's kind of what I expected to happen. I didn't really expect it to go any other way. Kind of assumed he was going to win.
On defense, I'm a reversal. Leffen was pressing buttons, and it's very risky in this game. But he knew when. He knew when he can mash out. Very, very confident.
So Happy Chaos nerfs when? I assume that's what's going to happen.
Easily can get blown up for that. And as you mentioned, if Happy Chaos gets knocked down once, that could be the whole round. And he just had so much confidence in his defense, right?
I would not have been able to contain myself. I would not have been patient enough to do a fist bump and then look at the crowd. I would have thrown my stick on the ground and I would have gone running towards the crowd. I'd have been like, yo, I can't believe it. Oh my goodness.
I think the Beyblade came out.
I think he really respected his opponent there.
And he did such a good job picking his spots with the
He didn't play Melee this whole year. He focused on Guilty Gear. Fair enough. Well, the thing is, what tournament can you realistically look forward to for Melee? How much money is it still? I don't know. Just being a Nintendo game, it's tricky. But this is EVO. This is Strive. This is part of the Arc World Tour. Career-wise, it makes a lot of sense to focus on something that has a strong presence in esports. Yeah, I know that Melee is still active. I just feel like it's always difficult to know how much support Nintendo's actually going to put in. I don't even think the system changes will nerf Chaos.
What is it, 2,500 players in the Guilty Gear Strive back and forth EVO. Incredible stuff, and of course, second place here. Give it up for Newman.
They already nerfed Happy Chaos multiple times.
The highest placing player from America. I like
that made me want to play Strive.
Everybody did very, very well. You know, this is Strive's anybody's game.
Yeah, man, it's so great to see, like, just the competition on a worldwide level.
Yeah, I guess if you want to attend EVO, it makes sense to put a good amount of time, dedicate a good amount of time to traditional fighting games.
Let me see, one of the 3 mystery DLCs, one of the fan favorites. Give it up for Daru Ino!
Crowd loves him. And look at his jacket.
Oh, this is cool. They put Leffen on a pedestal.
The M-Raid.
Oh yeah, I forgot we forgot as well. And there it is.
The grand champion, the Guilty Gear Strive GOAT. Give it up for Leffen!
Congratulations to Leffen, he did it! I don't hear any more disrespect for his name. That's the EVO champ right there.
That is amazing, bro. The work ethic that Leffen has put into Guilty Gear Strive and fighting games in general, transitioning from Smash, right? He is the true crossover talent, and he cannot be.
I can't stop grinning. I'm just looking. I'm just so happy for him.
From like I said, I've been.
It's difficult to just look at someone without being like, whoa. It's amazing. Oh, they just gave away the silver and the bronze really simply. That guy just handed him the stick like, oh, you might want this. It's okay, you can smile. It's okay to smile. We know you're happy.
I mean, the amount of focus it takes to play.
Do you think he feels guilty for using Happy Chaos? Do you think he's really thinking to himself, yeah, but I didn't. I mean, a win is a win, but I think we all know, I think it's well understood that Happy Chaos is kind of a stressful character to put up with.
characters, streaming constantly.
Wait,
grinding it out constantly.
are they not going to give him the trophy?
They can. I applaud all of these
They just gave him
players.
the Victrix stick and that's it?
It's been, you know, if you're a Guilty Gear fan, you know, the past like 2 or 3 months kind of been a little.
Oh, did he lose to Happy Chaos last Evo? Wow, that's actually quite a sweet story.
This month we have new characters, new system mechanics. So everybody has 4 new characters throughout the year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Guilty Gear Strive grows, and you know, we'll be back here next year. We definitely.
Oh,
will.
most definitely.
We definitely will.
Man, it was so sick, right? It was a pleasure to commentate with
What if
you,
they don't?
man.
What if Strive's not a main game next year after they say this?
Last year. It's great to bring it to the stream,
I think it's
man.
fair to say that
And the
Strive
crowd
will
can-
be
Yeah.
a main
Y'all
game.
give it up for Guilty Gear one more time, please. Man, this is a game I never thought, like we said at the beginning, never thought we would see it take it this far, man. 2,500 bracket.
All right.
Events in the arena. Couldn't ask for a
Oh, sorry, it just
I
turned
wanna
down the
close out
wrong
and
the
say
wrong
thank you to
volume.
everybody watching,
Turn
all
it
my
down
friends
here.
watching.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Well,
Your energy has been ridiculous.
I should probably head off soon, but let's wind things down. Really what I wanted to do was not talk about health and sugar. I really wanted to talk about all the cool announcements that were at EVO. So before we leave today, let's share our favorite announcements. Personally, mine was Under Night In-Birth 2. I think it's Sis Celeste, or it might be Sister Celeste.
Every single person, competitors, attendees, viewers, this is the best community.
Are they? I don't know what she's talking about, so I'll just chat over her until I see an announcement or something exciting.
Pour the cameras that they gave us for today's broadcast.
Anyway, so I was really excited about Under Night In-Birth 2. I think it's gonna be very popular with people who love Under Night already. I don't think it's gonna bring a large number of new players in on day one. I think on day one, it's gonna be really, really big for Under Night players. I think there's gonna be a huge surge of people. Did you? Wait, hang on a guy. It's Rick. He just showed up and he goes, "I need a mic that works."
So one of my favorite parts of last year was standing on this stage talking about the history of fighting games and announcing one of the other places that EVO likes to host fighting game tournaments.
What's this
Should
gonna
we
be?
look at that again this year?
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Let's give it a look.
What's this? Oh, it's Japan. EVO Japan's coming back. I enjoyed EVO Japan. How did you miss the Under Night announcement? Wouldn't it be funny if I were in the video? Maybe they found some footage where I'm standing in the background or something. I think it's very, very, very unlikely. I enjoyed EVO Japan. April 27th to April 29th. That's a lot later than this year, wasn't it? I feel like it was end of March last year. This past one. Oh, it's not at Big Sight. It's at a different place. What's Ariake? I don't know where that is.
Tokyo. Brand new venue.
New venue.
Brand new event bracket format, which is actually the same one as this one. But more important than all of that, we have a special guest tonight.
Special
Please
guest.
welcome Roto Z-Man.
Roto Z-Man. Sorry, did you see the subtitle? Who wrote those emails?
Way from Japan.
Roto Z-Man. I'm gonna leave the captions on because they're just too funny. Who wrote those emails? Wait, did they confirm that it's a man?
Roto.
If he falls over, it would be so funny.
We get to host EVO Japan in Tokyo. So if everybody would like to join me in Tokyo next year in April, you also can visit Roto Z-Man.
Well, they can visit him in America.
Roto Z-Man is very excited to be here.
He was in America.
He's
Why would
available
you go
for
to Japan?
photos if any of you would like to grab one with him.
Why are we making such a big deal about the
EVO
mascot?
Japan tournament list, about more activities on site at the event coming soon. In the meantime, though, we're going to do something tonight that we pretty much never do at this show. We're going to announce next year's show.
Oh,
You get an entire year to save for this trip, which means I would like to see all of you that are here again, many of you that are at home, because you get a nice save the date about it right now.
huh. July 26th to July 28th. All right.
We're moving back to July.
Should I book a ticket and go to EVO?
A full summer.
Do you think I would
EVO
enjoy it?
In 2 countries. We're coming back to Vegas.
Is that a
to become
Viagra
one
pill?
of the best
No,
places
they're
in the
eye
world to host
drops.
EVO's events. They let us all gather.
Hey
They let us
Nihongo, do
play
you think we could
games
see
at
game
hours that are
announcements
not
here such
always
as new Soul
reasonable.
Calibur?
Some
No,
of
that's
us
not
win
gonna
money
happen.
and some of us not.
I don't even know if that would be TGS.
I'm in the latter camp. I know it feels bad. I'll see you at the craps table later to give it a shot.
The bladder camp. Oh, I just love these captions.
One of the great things about being in Las Vegas is they appreciate that we come here. So I'd like everybody to put your hands together for the Clark County Commissioner.
All right,
Dick
I think we've had
Segablom.
enough of the
Dick
announcements
Segablom.
for
I'm out of names
now.
today. I'm so sorry.
So, anyway, let's end this because I need to go to work, unfortunately. But I really enjoyed Under Night. I have seen that there was a trailer. I've seen the trailer for Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolves. The subtitle of the new game is going to be City of the Wolves. There is a new character for Tekken 8. I can't remember, but I know she's from Peru.
You can be louder than that, though. 20 years ago, they made this possible.
What's this? They're giving it away an award?
And now Dick is here to present them with the key to the city.
What? I don't understand how this works.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Clark County.
What is the key to the city? What
sports capital
do you do
of
with
the
that?
world. We have the Super Bowl down the road. We have F1 up the road. We have every other sport. But EVO is the most important sport we have. Thank you so much.
EVO is the most important sport we have.
I'll agree with that.
That's
This
nice.
is the key to the strip. No matter what else you want to do, this keeps you out of jail tonight. So please be careful.
Thank you so much.
This
Dick.
keeps you out of jail tonight. Is that how it works? Is that what the key is that what the key is for?
Hello, EVO attendees. Woo. All right, I'm gonna be very quick. I lost my voice from Guilty Gear and Tekken. From the behalf of the Nevada Esports Education League, one of the biggest nonprofits here, Silver State Government Relations, and everyone here in Las Vegas, you touch the heart of gamers here, from our heart to our controllers and to our entire community. So I would like to hand it off to Sunny with a word from the governor of Nevada.
It's a hard act to follow, isn't it?
Good evening, everybody.
The key to the city, followed by
Wanted to say a
I just
couple
like
of
to
words.
thank
First
you.
of all, is a big supporter
Okay.
of E-Game.
Lastly, was there anything else that you guys were excited about that happened?
Brothers and Rick, for anything that you've done.
League of Legends Project L. I think they released a couple new characters.
Has given a proclamation. Don't
Don't rob a bank, please.
consider the last two. Whereas by exceeding
Back in the day, you could only enter in certain cities where they were gated either by guards or a key to the city.
has set the
Wow.
record for the largest EVO and
For the largest evil. Okay, I think we need to turn these auto captions off.
for most participants for a
Interesting.
esports
When a traveling merchant, they'd be given gifted a key so they could come and go as they please, and that's cool. Yeah, Grand Blue. Okay, so Grand Blue, huge news. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising will have a free version with 4 characters available that you can play. Online matches for free, and also the Grand Brews Legends, which we all know looks very much like Fall Guys. So you'll be able to play that for free, even if you don't buy the game. I will have to see how I feel about the game in the future. I think removing technical inputs, not removing, but making technical inputs not as powerful, not as important, or making them not important at all, has changed it in a big way for me. But the gameplay is still fun.
Hi, y'all. This is a wonderful surprise.
I think that's all from me. Let me know. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 characters. I don't know much about Mortal Kombat 1 because I turned it off just so it wouldn't demonetize me. Let's just hear what the Cannon Brothers have to say, and then we'll end it.
Because we are EVO. It takes all of us to make this event. Thank you for coming. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for Tom and I, who have been doing this.
Oh, all right. So Tom is the one on the right. Wasn't sure.
It really means so much to see all of you every year. It's like a family reunion, and I just can't be happier that you're all with it, with us together. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank all you.
Oh, he's so nervous. He's really happy about EVO being his family because his real family forgot about him and just walked off stage without him. Poor guy. Listen, guys, that is it for EVO. That is it for my EVO coverage. I did promise that I would do a stream, and because I have to go to work, unfortunately, I can't stream Street Fighter 6 with you. I would love to sit here and watch Street Fighter 6 finals with you, but time to go to work. Unfortunately, that's just how the timing works in Japan. It's a work day. But thank you very much for joining me today. If you want to check out my gaming channel, basically, this channel here is going to be focused mostly on hardware and gear in the future, and I'm going to try and put most fighting game and gameplay content, like actual playing of the games and just talking about updates and stuff, that stuff is going to be like more nerdy, more niche stuff is going to go on my gaming channel. And so that is in that should be in the chat somewhere. I've posted it as a link there. You can also join the Discord, that's in the description box below. You can also subscribe to the channel, or you can also become a member. Not sure how I plan to do streams in the future. For now, I plan to continue streaming on this channel. I don't think it's necessary to stream only on my sub channel. I think it would be fine to stream on this controller channel. I think if my sub channel gets big enough, it might make sense to stream fighting games over there instead of over here. But for now, expect streams to happen over here. So if you want to become a member or anything, you want to do it on this channel. Are they going to announce an EVO EU? I don't know if they have the staff. I don't know if they could handle it. But that would be amazing. An EVO EU would be awesome. Listen, everyone. Thank you very much for hanging out today. I will see you all in the next stream, or basically the next NihongoGamer video. And do remember to subscribe to the sub channel, which is going to be mostly where my fighting game content will be in the future. I love hanging out. I'll see you all soon. Laters.